Hello everybody, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about Percy Jackson Season 2. Now, it's been a little quiet on the Percy Jackson front when it comes to news and updates and stuff like that. And that is kind of to be expected, especially when a show is in post-production. Like, things get pretty quiet as you wait for official announcements. However, I have personally deemed this summer as Percy Jackson summer, mostly because I am manifesting that this summer is going to be the time when season 2 promotion starts to ramp up and we start to get content like relatively often. I'm manifesting it, so if you guys would also like to participate in Percy Jackson summer, you should do that. Now, the other day, as of me filming this, the other day was Disney Upfront, which if you don't know what that is, it's essentially just like a day where Disney Plus kind of like shows all of its upcoming projects and content to its shareholders or something like that. Long story short, all you really need to know is that it's a day that we get content from things coming to Disney Plus. For example, yesterday we got news that Jessica Jones is returning in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, if you follow that kind of stuff. Companies like Amazon and Netflix also have their own upfront days. As I'm filming this right now today, Netflix upfront is currently happening. So all streaming platforms have a day like this, essentially. And at Disney Upfront, we got our first like sort of official teaser poster, if you don't count the one we got forever ago at, I think, D23 or San Diego Comic-Con, one of the two, I can't remember. It might have been D23. We got a new teaser poster, basically, long story short. And honestly, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I feel like I always try my best to be honest with you guys, I was disappointed. I feel like it was a bit of a letdown, okay? Now, don't get me wrong, the poster is gorgeous. It is literally so stunning. I love it. I want it framed in my house. The reason that I say that this feels like a letdown is because I just feel like this was a good opportunity for Percy Jackson to share some footage or share some stills from season 2, especially if you're presenting it to shareholders. Like, I feel like that would have been a really good time to share something from your season. Like, they literally had Walker, Leah, and Arian there at Disney Upfront, and they shared nothing. They shared nothing with us. Call me crazy? In my humble opinion, I think that if season 3 wasn't already confirmed for Percy Jackson, we probably would have gotten more at Disney Upfront. But because they already know that season 3 is renewed and confirmed, they didn't feel the need to share all that much at Disney Upfront, which I think sucks. It's been said multiple times, like by people that are working on Percy Jackson, that Disney deems the Percy Jackson show as a priority, but I feel like that's not really reflected in the marketing for this show at all. I just think Disney is super lucky that Percy Jackson already has a very large and dedicated fan base. Like, if it wasn't for Percy Jackson already having a very large and very dedicated fan base, I don't know how successful this show would have been. Now, I mean, the marketing for season 1 is a little bit of an anomaly because they had to deal with the writer's strike and the actor's strike. So I try not to judge it too much based on how they marketed and did promotion for season 1. But I am judging how they market and promote season 2. I am actively judging it, and I don't think they're doing a very good job, personally. For example, another show that I cover on my YouTube channel is Bridgerton. It's a Netflix show. Bridgerton season 4 does not come out until 2026. Month unknown, date unknown. We just know that it comes out next year. But for specifically Bridgerton season 4, we have gotten stills. We have gotten promotion. They had a whole event on Valentine's Day about season 4 with like the cast and getting to answer fan questions. And at Netflix Upfront today, we got like a 1-minute clip of episode 1 of season 4. The show doesn't come out until next year. Percy Jackson comes out this year, and we have significantly less than that. The only footage we have from Percy Jackson season 2 is a whole bunch of like B-roll shots of Percy in a chariot, and I'm willing to bet that a lot of those shots are not going to be in the show. I don't even think what Percy's wearing in those shots are gonna be what he's wearing in the chariot race, if you ask my opinion. I don't think that it is. I think they filmed that the first week of filming just so that they could have something at D23, I'm pretty sure. And that was it. That's all we have. However, my ranting aside, all hope is not lost. I do still think we have stuff to look forward to, obviously. Our queen, Becky Riordan, took to Threads like a couple weeks ago, basically, and she shared some thoughts on when she thinks promotion for Percy Jackson will start to pick up. It seems like Disney has plans to celebrate 20 years of Percy Jackson this summer, like in the end of June. And hopefully with this important milestone, Disney will give us something for season 2 amongst all the celebration that we'll be doing for Percy Jackson. Fingers crossed. Also, at the end of July, we have San Diego Comic-Con, which I know I've mentioned plenty of times in other videos. And as I've mentioned, San Diego Comic-Con is a pretty big convention, and I think that that is like a huge opportunity for Percy Jackson to be able to potentially share like a teaser trailer. And Becky mentions both the 20th anniversary of Percy Jackson and San Diego Comic-Con in her post on Threads. So I'm thinking that those are going to be dates that we might get content. Now, when I look at these dates side by side, the 20th anniversary of Percy Jackson is on June 28th, and San Diego Comic-Con is the weekend of July 29th. And I do not at all see Disney giving us 2 different teaser trailers within a month period. So if I had to speculate what we would get on these specific days, for the 20th anniversary of Percy Jackson, I expect them to give us stills, like official stills of characters within the show, like photography on set. We could get our first look of the trio. Now, we already have a first look of Percy in season 2, and we do technically have a first look of Annabeth in season 2 because we have that photo of Annabeth and Athena together. But we could get our first look at Grover and his wedding dress, which I know we were all very excited for. We could also get a still that includes Tyson, meaning that we could see what the visual effects looks like on Tyson's singular eye. I think that would be a really awesome thing for us to be able to see. I also wouldn't mind a first look at like Thalia or Athena within context of the show. That wouldn't bother me at all. I'd also be interested in seeing like Luke on Princess Andromeda. That'd be awesome. I'd love to get stills like in locations, like maybe a still of them at Cersei's Island or in Polyphemus's cave, so that we can kind of get an idea of what those places are going to look like in the show. I also feel like a lot of times you end up being able to see more of the set production in official stills than you do within the show necessarily. So for set pieces like Polyphemus's cave and Cersei's Island, I would really love official stills because you can really focus in on all of the set production details, but that's just me personally being a dork about production design. So now for San Diego Comic-Con, I feel like that is the time that Percy Jackson should prioritize dropping actual footage, since it'll be the first time, assuming we get nothing between now and then, it'll be the first time that we get like an official full footage sort of teaser for season 2. I just think that the environment and the hype that comes with San Diego Comic-Con is the ideal place to drop a teaser trailer. Now, for those that don't fully know, there is a difference between a teaser trailer and a full trailer. A teaser trailer is normally like 30 to 50 seconds long. It's not very much, hence the name teaser. And we got a couple of teaser trailers for Percy Jackson season 1, if you guys remember. But like an official full-length trailer is way longer. It can be anywhere from like 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes, sometimes even 3.5 minutes. Like it's a lengthy trailer and it gives you a whole lot more content. And they normally only release like 1 full-length official trailer, maybe sometimes 2, but normally I think only 1, and they'll release it much closer to December. So when I say I want a teaser trailer, like I'm not saying I want like a full-blown 3-minute trailer, not yet at least. I just want like 30 seconds. I'm just asking for 30 seconds, Percy Jackson, please. For season 1, we didn't get our first official full-length trailer until like November. And like I've mentioned, I do think that that came out a little bit later than normal because they were waiting for the actors' strike to end. But with San Diego Comic-Con being in July, and that being about 5 months until season 2 drops, I 100% see them dropping a teaser trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. I think that would help give the most hype to the season. And respectfully, if we go past the 20th anniversary of Percy Jackson and we go past San Diego Comic-Con and we still don't get a teaser trailer, I'm gonna be pissed. Sorry. I'm gonna be really pissed off at the marketing for the show if we don't get a teaser trailer by San Diego Comic-Con. However, again, that is not all when it comes to my self-proclaimed Percy Jackson summer, because we also have recent news that season 3 intends at least to start filming in July of this year, which is crazy. Now, news of them beginning production in July kind of circled around like a week or two ago in an article, but there was no like real source for this information based on this article, so I didn't want to report on it and have it be like false. But the other day at Disney Upfront, Liam, who works for Screen Rant, he does a lot of awesome Percy Jackson coverage, he was able to talk to the trio on the carpet, interview them, and he asked them if their plans to film in July for season 3 are real or not, and the trio confirmed that they have plans to go back up to Vancouver in July and start boot camp, which is essentially like where they just train in their stunts and whatnot before they start filming. So that means that season 3 will probably start filming either at the end of July or early August. And personally, I think that that is a beautifully fast turnaround. And it's genuinely more than I could have asked for, honestly. In a previous YouTube video I theorized when I thought season 3 can start filming, and I didn't expect them to start filming season 3 until like September of this year at the earliest. So July is like a month to 2 months earlier than I ever personally expected. So I'm very happy with that news. But that is basically all of the news that I have for you guys when it comes to Percy Jackson season 2 for right now. We got a teaser poster, but we still got no release date. We have a release year, 2025. We have a release month, December, but still no release date, which is low-key very, very, very annoying to me, but whatever. And personally, I say mark your calendars for June 28th and the weekend of July 29th, but don't get your hopes up. I love the Percy Jackson series, and I love everyone involved in it. Every single person that's involved with the show, I adore. But I always make sure to keep my expectations very, very, very low when it comes to a day that we expect them to give us content. Because if I've learned anything in my past, like, oh my gosh, 4 years of covering this show, they're not the best at giving content. I love this show. I love them, but I don't trust them. I do not trust them to provide me with content when everyone is expecting them to. And I say that with love. Percy series, if you're watching this, if anybody is watching this that works on the show, I love you deeply, and I'm just kidding. But also, post a trailer, for the love of God. That pretty much does it for this YouTube video. Comment down below if you are excited and ready for a Percy Jackson teaser trailer. Let me know if you're disappointed by the fact that we got virtually nothing at Disney Upfront. And let me know what you think of the Percy Jackson marketing, because I'm curious if I'm the only one that feels like they're kind of dropping the ball. I know we still have a long way to go before December rolls around, but I don't know. I just feel like they could be doing so much more. But that pretty much does it for this YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.